Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
What is happening right now?
Let me just get a little bit of my special tea because someone keeps getting me sick. Testing.
Who is it?
It's not you, but it's all these sick women you keep bringing over to the
dude,
house.
I bring sick women over, dude. They are sick.
You're sabotaging my training.
Yeah, I am, dude.
Dude.
I'll do whatever it takes. I'm a winner.
I was just like, oh, I don't know. Who got me sick the other? I don't even know who was sick. And then that girl you had over was like, oh, I was sick the day before I showed up. I'm like, thanks. There it is. Dude, I'm at the point. I hate not getting COVID because every time I've gotten COVID, I'm like, fine. I'm like, oh, my body hurts for 24 hours. My muscles hurt. My body is good at getting COVID because I've gotten every variant.
Here's your problem. You got COVID. COVID weakened you. Now your body's all focused on fighting it.
Yeah.
So you're weak to every other disease.
That does, yeah, maybe. Because every time I get like the normal cold or flu, it fucks me in the ass.
What if you have long COVID and the symptoms are that your body doesn't know how to fight illness anymore? It erased the hard drive.
Oh, that would be what a bioweapon would be programmed to do.
It would be.
Anyways, I just wish I would fucking get COVID again. I'm sick and tired of getting the flu. Woke up. Did you hear me wake up last night? I was in so much pain. My back hurt. And it was like a weird muscle pain. Maybe it was COVID. I had to just take a hot shower to relax
I did hear you.
And I was
because I was trying to sleep because I had to wake up early this morning, and then I heard you. It was the movement of a man that wasn't well. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all.
I was trying to be quiet, but I was just like, I had to turn on the shower as hot as possible, and you're just sitting there leaning as the water's like burning you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this feels good.
I've done a lot of sitting in the shower on your ass with the bottoms of your feet on the ground, just your elbows on your knees, just look like fuck, man.
So, because it was my back, like my inner back, I didn't get to sit on my ass. I was on my knees and hands.
Yeah.
Just doggy style, letting the burning water burn my back. And I was like, this feels so good.
When you're sick or when you're heartbroken, those are the two stances that you do. Those are the stances.
It is crazy how much, they don't make new medicine that works.
No.
I'm like, I've been taking all this bullshit for my throat, and NyQuil will knock me out and help me sleep, but I don't think NyQuil or anything does anything. I think sleep. If you can sleep 18 hours in a day, you can get over it.
Hey, man.
You're going into soft, what is it? What is it called when you're safe mode on your body?
Oh, yeah.
You reboot into safe mode when you sleep 16 hours a day.
Hey, man, the only real medicine is a good night's rest, exercise, and vegetables.
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking weirdo, like, right-wing hippies are onto something.
And right now, I'm drinking my favorite medicine, a hot toddy.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you have Fireball or something here.
No, just regular Jameson.
Why do you have alcohol? Oh, yeah, never mind.
The only reason I have alcohol is for hot toddies.
Yeah. I was like, no, you're right. That makes perfect sense.
It's hot toddy season. Also, it was eggnog season. It was eggnog season. I had a few eggnogs.
It was? It's not even kind of close to... It's not December yet.
It technically is.
It's eggnog season for more than a month.
That would. I need some medicinal eggnog. Doctor's orders.
Eggnog creates phlegm.
No, it doesn't.
Dude, it coats your throat.
That your body, when it gets the eggnog, it's like, oh, I don't need to make any extra. And so it stops producing it.
Ugh.
And your body it makes enough when you drink it. Anyways, sorry to our listeners. I'm a little fluey.
I think you're all right.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
What's new with you?
Nothing. What have I been doing? I've been too ADD to play any video games.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, it's a real no one cares problem. But I'm sure other people relate to this, where you sit down and you're like, yes, I have free time. I'm so excited to do the things I like the most.
You know what your problem is?
What's that?
You play video games with stories that you need to pay attention to.
Well, no,
I play video games that don't. You play video games that require your soul to open up and for you to learn from the character. Anything that happens in my video games, the character doesn't matter. My video games are all brain, mathematical, Tetris, Doom, Fortnite, zero story, all reaction, Counter-Strike.
I play lots of those games. My most played game of all time is Battlefield. It's the most brain off game you can play. But it just, I'll play and then like I'll play one game and I'll be like, all right, what now? And then I'll play one thing. I'll play like literally 15 minutes of something else. I booted up Yakuza and it almost had me. Yakuza 0 almost had me, but it was just too much dialogue. I was like, I'm out. I tried to watch an anime, couldn't get through a whole episode. I want to watch Chainsaw Man. He's a guy with chainsaws on his hands and face.
I don't know what any of that is.
Yeah, dude. Yakuza's sick. You'd like that. Then I started playing.
Nope. If there's a story in a video game, I won't play it. I skip through. There's a little bit of an intro in the new Call of Duty, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care who I'm fighting, who I am. Just give me a gun and point me out people.
I will say in Call of Duty, I agree with that. But I've watched you, Mr. I don't care about stories. Your favorite games are the most story-heavy games ever created. Kojima's Metal Gear series.
Okay, that's different.
Oh, why is that different?
That one's impossible not to get sucked into.
Oh.
Which you haven't played, so you don't even know.
What are you talking about? I've beaten Metal Gear.
No, yeah, one.
Yes.
You've barely scraped the top of the cookie.
I wish
I would like to give a shout out.
Yeah, let's shout them out.
For anyone watching our YouTube video right now, we have a special set change.
Yeah, dude.
We have a flag. Shayne, would you read it for me? I can't read it from back here.
The juice is loose.
And it has that infamous shot of O.J. Simpson driving down the Los Angeles freeway in his white Bronco. Someone bought this for us.
It's very cool.
Off of our Amazon wish list, which you can find at the bottom of cowboyboys.rodeo.
Yeah, we love it. Our roommates loved it. They loved it.
I would say... here's the note. I couldn't figure out how to use the wish list to just send you the O.J. Simpson flag, but they did figure it out.
Is this not the O.J. Simpson flag? Is there a different O.J. Simpson flag?
But love the podcast. $5 a month, absolute deal for all the laughs you maniacs bring.
Hell yeah,
She's referencing the Patreon.
Patreon.com/cowboyboys where you can support us.
So you're welcome for the card LOL from January.
Hell yeah, dude. We fucking love it.
I hope it finds a good home and doesn't end up in the trash from January. Okay, January is their name.
It's a good name.
Because I thought it was like from January, and I'm like, but it's September or October, whenever we got this.
How many have you... I'm trying to think of how many people with month names I've met.
April?
I've met June. April, January, June, December. I've met August. I think that's it.
Yeah, there's a few. I don't like them.
I like December. I think it's a good name.
You've met a December?
Yeah, I met a girl named
insane.
December. Yeah, she was really cool.
June?
June makes sense.
June kind of.
August, I mean, a lot of these are named after people already.
What's the craziest name? Would it be October?
November.
No,
you're right. November kind of makes sense.
I can see November. I think if a woman was named October, if a guy was named October, you'd be like, what the fuck?
What about March? That's pretty
March
weird.
Could kind of work. I think you could be like a Swedish guy, like, my name is March.
Oh, May. I know. I've met people named May.
Very common.
July.
February kind of works
No,
too.
February is a name people have.
That's fucked up. I've always
October's yeah, you're right. That's the most fucked up one where you'd be like,
I've always recommended this. If you're in high school right now, if you're young, if you don't like your name, if you're not absolutely in love with your name, you can legally change your name for like a couple $100.
Oh yeah.
As long as you're not like in crazy amounts of debt. Yeah. I think that if you can prove you have to like go to the local town and be like, hey, I want to change my name. I don't want to be named Kyle. Yeah. Which I'm like, I know I'm biased because I was blessed with a pretty good name growing up. I mean, Mac's hard to beat. That's a grade A name. I remember being a kid and be like, "Fuck, my name's cool."
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I was pretty fucking. I don't know. I didn't love my name. I didn't hate it either, but
I remember meeting a bunch of Macs growing up, and they were always phonies. They were always fake phonies. They were named Mackenzies. I was like, "Whoa, your name's Mac?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's short for." And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." Because people are always asking me, "What's yours short for?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And they're like, "No, it's short." And I pull up my.
Are you one of those guys that gets mad at a bill because his real name is William?
No, I don't care about that. I only get angry at other Macs.
Mostly women.
No.
What would Mac be short for if it's a man's name?
Mackenzie.
Oh yeah, I guess some men are named Mackenzie.
You remember back in the 90s when everyone was just like, let's go with androgynous names.
I mean, those were the original names back in the day.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever met another Mac. I've met there's always Mackenzie and there's always some other ones. Anyways, pay the couple $100, rename yourself. Peekaboo Street, she named herself when she was like 6.
I was gonna say
there's like another one.
There's a bunch of people who did that. That really shitty, dumb, hippie group of people that came. That. No, oh man, because
love a unique name.
I like a unique name a lot, but naming yourself when you're 7—that's
so fucking cool.
So fucking crazy, dude. Naming yourself is sick. I say give someone a placeholder name. You're their parent. You could probably pay to have it changed, I'm sure, but like. Don't let them name themselves when they're 7. Be like, what do you want me to call you when you're 7? And then when you get to like 16, go, hey, by the way, it's time to like give your,
This is one of those problems where it's like, how do you get a tattoo? Because as soon as you get a tattoo, 10 years later, you're going to be like, ah, shit, I should have gotten my first tattoo at 90. Now that I'm 100, I'm such a fucking idiot and a different person.
No, but that's the point of a tattoo. You want it to be that way.
That's the same thing with a name. Is if you choose your own name as a kid, you're gonna be like, man, I was so stupid back then. But I think there's a point where
yeah, but if your name's Choo Choo Fast Train,
I wonder what my name would have been. I probably would have been something a dinosaur or UFO.
I would have been Power Ranger Maximum Zord or something. It would have been fucking terrible. No, you know what? I genuinely think my name might have been one of the Ninja Turtle names. That would have been cool. Well, yeah, I would have had I would have been Raphael, and people would have been like, "Oh, you're Italian," and I'd be like, "No, I'm into turtles."
No offense to any of the names I'm about to name right now.
Everyone knows their names are.
But I'm like, if your name is if you're a Kyle, a Tyler, all those guys, I'm like, you gotta get out there. You gotta venture out and try a new name.
If you're a Tyler and you're in your 30s, it's like, we get it. Our parents did this to us. Our generation has really bad names. If you're under 25 and you have a basic name, you don't have to do that. What's your middle name? Dude, Utah's the first time I ever met people without middle names.
What?
Yeah, because most girls in Utah don't have middle names because they purposefully forgo their middle names so that when they get married, their maiden name goes to their middle name.
Not Hispanic style. You get too many names.
Yeah. It's like a tradition. It's whatever. I get it. I remember when I heard that, I was like, smart. But now that I'm like older, I'm like, weird. I think when you get married, you should both pick a new name.
For like a new last name?
Yeah.
Or like get to rename each other.
No, that's fun. Oh, shit. I was going to say a new last name, but also renaming each other is sick. You could be like elves and have a soul name.
It's just like in Dune when he joins the
Fremen?
The Fremen, and then it's like he has his name and then his new name and then his secret name.
Don't they do that in Islam? Because you have an Islamic name and a name, and then I think you have a name that's like between you and God.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to
Let's fucking go.
What's your secret name?
I can't. Nice try.
Okay.
Nice fucking try, buddy. There's this comic book called Elf Quest, and they had elf names. And when I was like in 7th grade, I sent a love note to a girl in her locker, and I told her my elf name.
Oh.
And looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was really cringe. And she was right not to like me. That I was like, I will share my elf name with you. Woo!
I remember in junior high, I had an alter ego, and it was Juan Miguel. For like graffiti or whatever,
yeah,
for like citing things that weren't me. That was my alter, my
Your
alias.
El Bardo.
My El Bardo was Juan Miguel.
Juan Miguel, dude. Why did you go Hispanic? It's so obvious.
What are you talking about?
You should have gone like something far away from what you are.
No, Hispanic names are really good because try finding Juan Miguel.
It's true. You're right.
10,000 results are going to come up.
Hey, my graffiti name, Muhammad. Yeah,
that is
dude.
a good name.
It is a good one. Dude, that would be a sick graffiti. Like, if you were really a graffiti artist and you were just like Muhammad is the one true prophet of God, that's like what you tagged
I
me.
guarantee there's already a Muhammad.
Oh, dude, it'd be sick as fuck if he was like good.
There's probably Muhammad.
Do you think there's a graffiti artist that's just like Christ is king?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Dude, if you were like a good graffiti artist and you did like religious iconography, it'd be dope. No one does that because graffiti is about like individualism or whatever, I guess. I don't know. When I was young, all my graffiti friends, I kind of just felt like graffiti was about doing drugs, fucking girls, and fist fighting other guys who do graffiti.
Did you have a graffiti name growing up?
No.
I came up with one. I never did anything. I created some stencils and stenciled my parents' garbage can. But after that, nothing.
You stenciled your own parents' garbage can?
I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
It was Scuba Pond.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm. That comes from, and it's a really good story where the origin of this name was. The special education kids at my school, one of them came running out in the middle of class, came running up to me, and he's like, "How's it going, Scuba Pond?" And then ran off. And I was like, that's a pretty good name.
He just made up a word.
He just made up a word at me.
I love shit like that.
That's how you get. I think God's special individuals like that who are have an extra chromosome or two. They can give you your secret name. Oh, because they see past the veil.
It's true, they do.
So Scuba Pond is
when we were at summer camp, that one kid said something to me, or he was like, "Where do I go?" And I was like, "Wherever you want." And he's like, "You can't just do whatever you want, commie." And I was like, "Hey, how does he know?" That was pretty good on his part. He called me commie as an insult. Yeah, dude, my friends did graffiti. And they would go write, like, everyone, they grab their paint markers and then they'll just like write during the day. But at night they would go on like missions. Ugh. And I would go with them and they'd be like, "You should do graffiti." And I was like, "No, I like climbing things and breaking into places."
Yeah, that's fun.
That part fucking rules. Like, I'll hang a flag up. Dude. Is that what I could do? Like, I don't want to do art. Dude. It sucks, and I'm not good at it.
Graffiti is like it's like TV shows, it's like comedy, it's like art. 95% of it sucks and is cringe, and you should stop doing it immediately because you're bad at it. But 5% is really like interesting and good.
Well, you can't get to that.
I know, that's the thing. Where I'm just like, oh, this sucks, but I'm a hypocrite if I say you have to be bad before you're good.
Yeah.
Except for me, I was born good.
I was gonna say that's tough for a hater. You have to pretend you've always been good at everything.
What are you talking about?
And just not do anything, and then no one will know.
I started good, and now I'm better. There's always growth.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say started good, and now I'm worse.
That happens too. That's part of growth, is becoming worse at something.
It is a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. You never graffitoed?
No, never at all. I disliked it. I was like, why don't it's geocaching with art. Just do art at home and then go geocache. I don't know. I get it. I get why people do it, and I think it's cool, but it just wasn't for me, man. I just couldn't get into it.
I think I get why people do it.
I
think they're afraid of death.
No, I get graffiti is sick as fuck. It's an adventure.
No, I
would go on the adventure.
Are you talking about doing it or why someone would be compelled to do it? Because the act of doing graffiti is fun. It's an adrenaline rush. It's all those things. But I think there's something deep down where someone starts it where they're afraid of, they need a name, they need to be recognized, and they're not getting that in their normal life. And so they're afraid of not leaving anything lasting. But it's ironic because graffiti is the most like self-destructive art. Like it just will wash away the fastest. I don't know.
I don't think that at all. I think no graffiti artist thinks they're going to be famous ever. I also think that's why graffiti is one of the most pure arts, because it's about art and the adventure and the struggle and the impermanence. It's not about permanence. It's about doing art, which is like why I fucking hate modern art more than with my whole fucking chest.
That's true. But have you seen all those shitty TikTok artists where they have like a spinning portrait and then they'll have like a can and it'll be twisting? Or
it's modern art.
It's a style of art, but it's then they'll like, I'll see like a guy, like a beautiful guy who's clearly like just, he has a lot of money in this loft, and he takes like stucco and he's scraping it on a canvas and it's nothing. The perfect insult I've come up every time I see any of this shit art come up on TikTok or Instagram. I'm like, hey, this looks just like trust fund kid art. And it's not, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it looks like trust fund kid art. Mm-hmm. And people really hate when I say that. And a lot of people are like, this guy nailed it. And so I comment that on every single one. If they're just doing like, arts and crafts style, rich people arts and crafts art. I just go, this really looks like trust fund kid art. It sucks. Because if you say your art sucks, then people are like, art is subjective, you're stupid, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying this feels like the art that someone with zero life experiences who has never struggled would make. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's so brutal.
And it really does well. I get a lot of, and I'm putting that out to everyone. If you see really shitty art from a rich kid who's not doing anything, then comment that. This feels like trust fund kid art.
So real. That's my thing.
We should do that with comedy too.
Yeah.
This feels like trust fund kid art comedy.
Yeah.
You've never struggled. Why do you have a Comedy Central special? You haven't done anything yet.
Dude, it's so brutal. That's the thing, too. It's like, hey, you could be a trust fund kid and do good art, but just like do something to your experience instead of making up shit that isn't real.
Yeah.
And then fucking spraying shit on a painting and being like, look, I did it. And it's like, well, I can't feel anything because you don't feel anything. And there's no risk. And you have money. And this is just like a fucking... nothing to you.
How do you do that? If you are a trust fund kid,
yes.
How do you get a normal human experience other than subscribing to our Patreon at the $100 tier and giving away all your money?
That's the thing, is like why people think the British did such a good job at destroying the world, because they're back in the day, literally until like 100 years ago. All the officers in all the military were trust fund kids. There was no meritocracy. You had to have familial wealth, and then you got to go to a military college, and then you got to be an officer in the military. Officers were rich people.
Yeah.
And so because of that, many times officers would be incompetent, and they would be killed so fast or get everyone killed. And then
one of been punched in the mouth.
One of the first people to ever
at their blue collar job.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh well, I shouldn't do that.
One of the first, and it stands to reason that the two most successful commanders who ever lived and won the most battles of anyone both said, this system sucks. Rich people are fucking stupid. We're not doing that anymore. And it was Napoleon and Alexander.
People were born rich.
Yeah, people who are born rich, not people who get rich. People who are born rich.
Because you ever meet a crazy guy who was poor and then is rich, and you're like, damn, this is the coolest motherfucker I've ever met.
Yeah. So the British, they did it the bad way, but they still won, and they figured it out because they did something called manufactured adversity, where their aristocracy became obsessed with having it harder than normal people. So they would purposefully put their kids in military school. They would make their kids play full contact sports no matter what they wanted to do. They would force their kids to do cavalry drills. They would force their kids to climb mountains. They would take their kids to travel that were rich. They would make them travel to fucked up places. They would force them to do camping. They would force them to do hunting. And basically, they would manufacture adversity through the entirety of their lives and make them physically and mentally strong so that by the time they got older, they were hardcore.
That makes sense.
And then when they were officers, British officers were well known for being like hard as fuck. And then when your officer is hardcore, you go, oh, well, yeah, I'll just do what this guy says. I respect him.
Isn't that what one of those princes, didn't he serve in Afghanistan or something?
Yeah. They did have one of their fucking royalty be an Apache pilot in Afghanistan.
Instead of all of our fucking presidents.
Their kids are just like hidden out in an Air Force base in Montana or whatever. It's like, send your children to the war.
Dude, you
do it, you pussy.
That is the thing. You want someone who's served to be the guy who's in charge, to be like, I don't want people dying.
Yeah, or you want that, or you want Bernie Sanders, where he's like, I didn't serve, and I will not make anyone else do that shit. Yeah. Like, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Fuck. Yeah. So manufactured adversity. So if you're a rich kid and you're already living on your own, it's too late. I don't know. Go to India without your money. Do a Batman. Batman just throws his wallet away and fucking goes to Korea or whatever. Do that.
Maybe.
Or Tibet. He went to Tibet. I can't remember where Batman goes in the fucking... Anyway, you have to manufacture adversity on purpose. Like, you have to take charge of your life and hurt yourself. So good luck with that.
Yeah, how do you even do that if you're rich and you have kids?
If you're rich and you have kids, just take them into the fucking wilderness, man. A lot. Take them to fucking other countries where things aren't going well and get them into problems. Take them places and don't rent the best car. Show them what it's like to wait in line and to get fucked over, and make them, eat weird food, and, you just, within reason, you want to take care of them and love them, but like, yeah, fucking show them a life that's like full of adversity where it makes sense.
Send them to public school.
Send them to public school for real. For real.
That's a hard one because you want them to also go to private school where they'll get a leg up and have all the connections.
Here's what you do. You send them to public school. Oh, no, you're right, because of the connections. And then you have a really good tutor. I don't know. Here's what you do as a rich person. Send them to a private school. But if you're rich enough, also send like... I don't know, 50 other kids to that private school just to fuck it up a little bit. So the education's still good, but there's some... Go find some maniacs and send them to that school, too. If you're Jeff Bezos, you could do it.
I'd say send them to public school at the beginning, and then when they find their best friend, send both of them to private school.
Yeah.
So hard. There's no answers. Just don't name your kid something lame.
Don't name your kid Tyler in 2022. Don't do that.
Name them a name you've never met someone before.
That's sick as fuck.
Or at least, here's the thing: if you have to name them when you come up, because I think parents are like, what about this name? And they're like, no, my ex has named that. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You have to be like, I've never met more than 5 people. Name that name. That's a good.
That's true.
Metric.
My friend's son's name is Riker. Do you like that?
That one's kind of cool.
Straight up named for Star Trek. His middle name is Grimlock.
I'm gonna name my kid Nian Nub. you know Nian Nub?
He's the Ferengi guy?
No.
Who is he?
He's the fish guy in the Millennium Falcon.
In
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
he's speaking like a real language.
Really?
The actor who plays him is like some weird like offshoot of Thai or like Cambodian, some weird jungle, and he's speaking a real language. And so he's saying real language things.
Fuck, I want to know what he's saying.
Dude,
he's just over there like, this shit is fucking crazy, dude.
Just some Cambodian guy in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Let me look that up real quick. Nine Nyub. Yeah, he's not speaking a made-up language.
I always thought those guys were Mexican.
I mean, might as well. Whatever.
The weird fish guys, because there's the one guy that pilots the A-Wing, and he crashes into the flagship Star Destroyer, the Executioner, and then it drives into the Death Star. They really got to make those better. If you can just drive into the front part and wreck a thing that's full of like 10,000 guys.
God damn. I'm on the Star Wars wiki and it's going through like, just tell me what the actor, I don't care about this fake characters behind the scenes. Richard, who performed by Mike Quinn, Richard Bonehill.
Bonehill, such a cool name. Dude, you know what a cool name is? I had a friend whose last name was Heavy Runner.
So right here, Nyumb was voiced by Kipsang Ruch, a student from Kenya, in his native tongue of Haya. In the movie, Nyumb can also be heard speaking Kikuyu, another Kenyan language.
Oh, so it's Kenya.
Yeah, some weird Kenyan language.
Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking sick. It's a pretty good Easter egg.
I don't know why I remember that.
Dude, I don't know why it's crazy what you remember, man.
It's funny because I feel like I brought up Nyen Nyub at least a dozen times on this podcast.
Yeah, you really love him.
I love him. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. We've never brought up O.J. Simpson.
It is weird. Why did you get us?
And so they bought us this O.J. Simpson flag, and I'm like, all right, thank you. I don't know why you bought us that. I'm very confused.
It rules.
I hate O.J. Simpson.
Do you?
Not for what he did or didn't do, but as a kid, coming home and trying to watch The Simpsons every night.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, there was like months where I'm like, oh, I'm ready to watch The Simpsons. Oh, I can't watch The Simpsons because fucking they're doing the trial. And I was too young. I think, what year was that? I was too young to appreciate O.J. Simpson trial, where I was just like, I want to watch normal cartoon. I want to watch Married with Children and Simpsons and all these normal shows.
Yeah.
I don't care. I didn't even understand that he killed someone.
I don't remember either. I remember a bunch of people in my neighborhood being like, he's guilty, and then he wasn't, and they fucking were bummed. I don't know enough. Do you think he's guilty?
Of? That's the thing. Do I think he's guilty or do I think he did it? Are two separate questions.
Do you think he did it? Do you think he murdered a lady and her boyfriend and her lover with a knife?
Do you think he walked in on someone and in heated passion might have done something? Probably.
But the glove didn't fit.
I don't care about a glove.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see. When did that happen? When did the trial happen? What year was that?
I don't know.
This was 95. So I was 6 years old.
Tried to guess.
I was 6 years old and just so angry. I'm like, oh, I want to watch cartoons.
Yeah, man.
Those are one of my first memories.
It's so funny that I was so interested in The Simpsons back then because I didn't understand most of it.
It was funny. It's held up for every
every
stage of life.
It did. Fucking so good. And it only gets better. I'm sure it'll be even better 10 years from now.
Yeah. I bet.
Well, no, not the new Simpsons, but the Simpsons I used to watch.
Oh, if only you knew.
What do you mean if only I knew?
10 years from 96? Season 16? Those were some of the worst years.
I'm saying 10 years from now, the Simpsons I like will be even better.
The ones, the original
yes.
seasons. Sorry, I was doing the thing.
I'm talking about seasons 1 through 9 for me. I know you even shorten that. And then kind of 10 through 12. They have jokes.
Sure.
We watched them. There were a few good ones in there.
It's crazy how long that's going.
Yeah, dude. What if it gets better in 10 years? It could.
It can't not.
Hey, some shows did it. Family Guy got bad and then got good again.
I don't think it did. I think Family Guy was good the whole time.
Maybe it was, and I'm just crazy. I should watch the middle fucking episodes.
You know how politicians can get to be, there's term limits?
Yeah.
There's not term limits. There should be term limits from every last one.
Oh, yeah. Judges. All
there should be
shit.
term limits for TV shows.
Oh.
Be like, hey, man, you had 10 seasons. Get the fuck out of here.
Can you get reelected, though? Like, what if a new thing comes back and it's bad, and then we're like, okay, but what if we want more of this?
I think you can get reelected as a TV show if you have 2/3 of the popular vote.
Okay.
But
we should vote on TV. That's what we should do. We should have a week where they air a bunch of pilots and then we all decide.
Instead of the dumb executives?
Instead of the executives. Yeah, fuck them. We should decide. And also, that'll save them money. Because here's the thing, though. People would vote like, yeah, we want this. And then no one would watch it.
Yeah.
Because people vote with their fucking, they'd be like, well, dumbasses would be like, well, this is you guys just don't think this is funny because you don't like X group or whatever. We want this show, and then no one would watch it. That happens all the time in real life already.
Yeah, you just got to make your own thing. Who cares?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
I'm just blown away. Every time I think and sit down, I'm like, I guess The Simpsons is still on. The Simpsons started in 89, and I was born in 89. And we're both still going somehow.
That's how I feel about Dragon Ball Z.
I feel like
Dragon Ball Z is older than
but Dragon Ball Z has different iterations.
Yeah, you're right. It's better than ever.
That's because they restart it and they
don't restart it.
Okay, but it has different like chapters. The main thing ends. I'm saying
the main thing doesn't end. It just keeps growing.
Are you saying the original Dragon Ball is still going through episodes?
Dragon Ball Goku got older. It's Dragon Ball Z. He got older.
No, but there's Dragon Ball, and then now there's Dragon Ball Z.
Now, then Dragon Ball GT, and now Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball ended.
No, it turned into Dragon Ball Z. It's the same show. It's just Goku
ended,
got older,
and then it's a new name.
It's just how they name the chapters. Yes.
All right.
It's literally the same guy. He's just getting older.
My fear is, will I die when The Simpsons die?
Oh,
are we somehow interconnected? I was like, is it a representation of like the best years of my life were seasons 6 through 12, and then when I started becoming jaded during the 12, and now that I'm 30, I'm just going through the motions. And sometimes I have a really good bit. Sometimes I have some really good days, but more often than not, it's just like I don't even know what to do with these characters anymore.
you kicked out one of the best ones because of vague racism ?
I don't know. That's not me, but
yeah, no, but in your life, dude, that's so crazy that happened. Do you think he regrets anything?
Do I think Hank Azaria regrets getting paid millions of dollars for doing voices?
No, the guy, the fucking Harry, or the guy who
Harry
got
Conaballoo,
is he the
hack comedian?
Apu hater?
The hack comedian who came out with a documentary of why we need to ban Apu, and he had a decent comedy career. He made that big stink about how, and here's why I say it was a stink. Because he was doing, in his own comedy, he was doing, oh, my parents sound like this comedy. Oh, which every immigrant falls into that trap.
Yeah,
every immigrant stand-up comedian falls into the trap of, oh, my parents sound like this. Isn't it crazy? And it's like, yeah, that is crazy. Your parents are immigrants and they don't sound... I mean, I've heard it a million times. So then he felt guilty when he found out that it was hack.
Yeah.
That he was doing hack comedy, which everyone does hack when they first start. True. And you either accept that you were a hack when you first started, or you do what he does and start this weird campaign where he's like, no, I'm not a hack. Actually, you guys are all bad too. And he projected it on and made this documentary. And he got Apu canceled. And now where is he? I haven't seen him on anything.
It's him and Apu went to him. Apu took him to hell with him, dude. Yeah. Hell yeah, Apu. Fucking get his
so
ass.
Stupid. Tell him the story about him at Wise Guys.
Oh, that he fucking... I don't even remember. I didn't remember until you just said, but he came to Wise Guys to do like a one-nighter?
Yeah.
And he, in his rider, by the way, if you're a comedian and you're not famous and you have a rider, kill yourself. You have to, I demonetized the video. You have to, you have to bleep that, but I am sorry. But yeah, so he had like a rider, like a crazy one, not like a normal comedian who's like, I don't know, you guys have food there, right? And they're like, yeah. And then he goes, no big deal. Harry needed like a fucking platter of fresh vegetables and fresh fruit and all these, some like specific, like all these food items. And then he made a big stink about it. And like, and then so then the wait at the time I was married to one of the waitresses, and the waitresses are all like, oh my God, we got to fucking go to the store, buy all this shit. So they buy all this stuff from him. And then he shows up, and I think he was late to the show. Mm-hmm. And then he did it. And then he came back, and instead of hanging out and eating his food and whatever, he just left all this food laying out. And everyone was like, we did all that to make you happy. Like, you made us do that. What the fuck, man?
What a piece of shit. I'm not surprised.
Dude, I don't know, man. That kind of shit bothers me.
Dude, it bothers me when, and I've always said this, when comics go after other comics. And like, it's like, you're doing So everyone's attempting jokes. You may not like it. I'll call you out if I don't think it's funny, but to like go after other people's money and how they're like, you need to stop doing that joke. That's where I'm like, hey, stop. That's not your place.
Yeah.
People will decide what they think is funny or not. Dude, Jeff Dunham has $1 billion. I don't think he's funny. Good for him.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not gonna be like, ventriloquism is not stand up. Technically, the puppet should have all the money. Like,
yeah. Hey, your puppets are vaguely racist.
I don't know, vaguely.
Yeah, no. Some of them are fully. Dude, I want to see the. You know what character I haven't seen him use is the new hot tamale, the Mexican puppet.
I think the Mexican. He hasn't used.
Is he funny?
What the puppet?
The Mexican puppet
or him?
I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Fuck, dude, the puppet.
Yeah,
dude,
he's hilarious.
I love that Jeff Dunham's mouth moves so much.
No, you're thinking of Otto and George.
No, Jeff's mouth.
He's gotten better.
Moves.
He's gotten better. I watched the
he?
recent clip. He's all right. He's decent. He's pretty good at what he does.
I would just do it, but I would fully move my mouth. I just wouldn't give a fuck.
That was Otto. That's Otto and George.
No, but he tries a little bit. I wouldn't even try, dude. I would just be like, I'm talking for the puppet. The puppet talks through me. Fuck it, man. It's funny. Just listen to the puppet.
I want to do a bit where Mac is the racist one saying horrible racist sexist thing, and the puppet is like, hey man, please don't say that. I'm attached to you. I don't have free will. I can't. He's like, the puppet is like begging me, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. Yeah. Here's what I think about Mexicans. Because the bit is always like the puppet saying like crazy things.
The puppet's trying to fuck ladies.
Yeah, the puppet gives you the ability to say whatever you want, but I've never seen anyone flip it.
Yeah,
it'd be so funny to have like the woke puppet. The puppet is like, that would be fun.
Yeah,
it's like just a blue hair lady puppet. It identifies as something, and I'm just a hack comedian from the 80s.
Damn. How does Jeff Dunham write?
Ooh.
Because here's the thing, not how does he write for puppets he has, because you could just take up a puppet you already have and you know his character and his vibe, and you can kind of like, work it out on stage, write a little bit, work it out, see what works, what doesn't. I'm saying you have to create a whole new character. You don't know if it's gonna work. Like, and it costs a lot of money to make those fancy puppets.
He's got 100.
Well, you're right, but when he was early in, he just had to like go for it. He had to be like, I'm committing to this puppet, because you can't just like he can't make like Down syndrome Biden or whatever that puppet he has is, and then be like, I hope people like this. When you're young and in it.
How much is a puppet?
Dude, they're a lot. Trust me, I've tried to. I may or may not be.
Dude, don't steal
getting a Muppet.
Don't steal my idea.
What do you mean? Muppets are different from puppets.
Oh.
Yeah. I like Muppets.
All right.
And also fuck off. I've had a puppet, bitch.
No, I said my idea of being racist and then having the puppet be like, "Hey, man,
no,
you can't say that."
Yeah, that's all you, buddy. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I don't know how you. I think he has a writer's team. I think.
Oh, he has a writer's team now.
But how do you do new bits? Do you just have like a paper bag and you draw different faces and like pretend it's this guy now? What if a puppet looked like? I guess he could put wigs on the puppet, switch it up a little bit.
I think he has to commit. I just think he knows his audience well enough at this point that he kind of like, he's like, this is funny, this is going to be good, and he kind of like workshops it to his friends, and they're like, no, this is going to be sick.
I think there's something old vaudeville magical about it, where he's just walking through and he sees a puppet and he's like, that's it.
Yeah.
The jokes start flowing through. He's not even writing jokes. It's the puppet's jokes.
Yeah, dude.
And he just loves buying hack puppets.
He really does, dude. I want one of Jeff. What would you do for one of Jeff Dunham's puppets?
Just to have?
Yeah, dude. That'd be sick, dude. I'd love one.
It would be cool.
Dude, if Jeff Dunham asked me for it to open for him, I would.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he's great.
I would fucking love it.
I've never said anything bad about him.
Yeah, I guess not. Actually, now that I think about it.
I said his puppets stink.
I think they could be cooler. I wish they were weird. I wish he had like weirdo puppets. I will say I like his most problematic puppet, or well, people say it's his most problematic puppet. It's the suicide bomber, the dead terrorist. So it's a fucking skeleton. It's Ahmed, the suicide
I don't think
bomber.
that's the most problematic one.
Well, I mean, it's the one I've heard the most people complain about. where I'm like, I don't know, but he's funny. It's a good character.
He's a black puppet.
Oh, fuck.
Sweet Daddy D is a PIMP player in the
Christ.
management profession. This is old Jeff Dunham back in 2015.
Oh, Jeff. Jeff, is it a pimp? Does he look like a pimp? Oh, God. Damn it, Jeff. Okay. Yeah, that one's...
That's very funny.
I guess. I mean, why wouldn't... he does voices, so, like, why wouldn't you do other races? But it's just like, fuck, dude. That's... It's not even that I'm like, oh, it's racist. That's bad. It's like, dude, do it. But it's just like I know how he's doing it. He's not doing it in like it's a black character. He's doing it in like here's these stereotypes I know about, and I am 50 type of character. You know what I mean?
Do you think has anyone tried to cancel him, or do you think he's like, hey, I'm not saying it. The puppet's saying it. Are you impervious?
I've seen people try to cancel him.
And he's impervious.
He's impervious because his audience doesn't give a fuck.
But also, he's not the one saying it. It's the puppet.
It's true. The puppets say it.
Dude, what crimes do you think you could get away with a puppet?
Can I bring a puppet onto the podcast? Can I bring Little Mac onto the podcast?
Bring him on. I don't care.
Maybe I'll try him for a Patreon episode.
Just thinking of do you think you could get away with murder if your puppet shoots a guy?
Dude, my puppet fucking shot him. That's actually the plot to a Batman villain.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh.
There is a Batman villain where it's a really fucking nerdy guy, and it's Scarface, and it's this really, really fucking nerdy ventriloquist guy, and his puppet is a mob boss with a Tommy gun.
I remember that.
And no one knows for sure if it makes you confused. Like, is this guy evil or is the puppet? Is he so good at ventriloquism? Like, what is the puppet the bad guy or is the guy the bad guy?
You think when Jeff Dunham sleeps with his ventriloquist groupies, they make him use the puppet? Do you think they're like he's trying to fuck some groupies and they're like, no, this is all right. He's like, hold on. Fucking, and he brings out the jalapeno and he's just like, no, bring out Ahmed. So he has to do the Ahmed voice while he's fucking these,
fuck.
Not just one woman, like two or three women.
Orgies.
He's got it is an orgy when he's got the puppet.
Dude, puppet Batman villain. I'm gonna fucking find this guy. This would be a sick Arnold Wesker, known as the ventriloquist. Oh, it's ventriloquist and Scarface is the name.
Dude, just him going down on a girl and still as like a trick. He's eating her pussy and the puppet's still talking.
Yeah. Oh, and now for my next trick.
That'd be pretty sweet.
So you come here often? Just talking to her?
Is he married?
Yeah, he's gotta be. He's probably happily married for so long.
Let's look at what his wife looks like. Do you think she's hot? Or do you think she's
gonna be mid? She's gonna be Midwestern mid. No, never mind. She's hot. She's hot as fuck.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, I knew it. All right.
Oh my god, I love Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham, wife.
Oh, she's got that painful smile.
Oh no.
Did you see her?
Yeah, she has a pain.
She is
smile.
really cute. She's Midwestern cute.
Dude,
good for him.
Knew it. I changed up. Damn, they have twin sons. Oh, look. They have a maternity photo with one of his most popular puppets.
Oh, do you think... Oh.
Who is the father? If one of those puppets comes out purple, we're going to have questions.
She definitely makes him use the puppets on her.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way she can get off.
That's so fucking crazy.
Dude, that sucks. I mean, it kind of sucks, but also maybe not. It's just if a woman's attracted to the puppets... You know, like, when you get famous and women aren't attracted to you, they're attracted to what you are, kind of.
Yeah, that huge problem.
That's every guy's problem.
No, that's every guy's problem, truly.
Does she love me?
That's every person's problem.
Does she love me, or does she love the carnival lifestyle? Does she love me, or does she love that I'm forklift certified?
Anywhere there are people who do something good, there are people whose entire thing is fucking the people who do that thing good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everywhere. Groupies exist, and they are a fucking menace, and they are bad.
I don't think so. I think it's just a part of life.
I think it's a part of life too,
I think
but
it's
I don't like it. It doesn't bother me that they're doing it. The groupie isn't doing anything wrong. It bothers me the idea that there are people who are like, oh, I don't know why you like me or if you care about me as a person because you only like what I have to offer in terms of my usefulness, not as me as a complete whole human being. But this is therapy, Shayne.
Do you think before Jeff was married, he would jack off with the puppet, or he was jacking off and then look over and the puppet was watching him? And he was just like,
fuck.
oh man.
And then he talks for the puppet.
Oh,
Hey, stop looking at me. You go, and you fucking turn him over.
he was on Carson. That's
Yeah.
how old and long he's been doing it.
Dude, I bet you there was a time where he was getting popular and he was doing well. And of course, people at the Comedy Store and stuff shit on him.
Yeah.
People made fun of him, obviously. I bet Dane Cook came up and Dane Cook was like, fucking puppet guy, and talked all this shit as he was young and coming up.
That doesn't sound like Dane.
I don't know, maybe.
I think Dane he's respectful.
You think? I heard Dane, I've heard from so many people that Dane was really awful, and that's why no one stuck by him when he his career went down. Same thing with Amy Schumer.
All the East Coast people seem to like him.
I don't have anything against Amy or Dane. I've just heard rumors, and you know what? Rumors aren't really anything.
Exactly.
So you have a good point. Anyway, you're right. I was going to do a whole thing about how Dane made fun of him, and then his fall from grace as fucking.
That's the thing.
Jeff Dunham only gets more popular.
You don't have to
He's
beat
slow
anyone.
And steady.
You don't have to beat anyone. You just have to outlast them.
Yeah, dude, it's
And
so
he's
real.
outlasted everyone.
Yeah, dude.
He's seen every comedy boom and bust. Damn, salute to Jeff Dunham. I'm going to go see his new special. We should watch it.
We should. We absolutely should, even though two of the puppets look so bad. The Biden puppet, I'm going to laugh for the wrong reasons. The Zillennial puppet is going to bother me because it's just so hack. But maybe it's fun. What are the other puppets he does in the new special?
I don't care.
I don't know. Dude, do you think that anyone has ever made a Jeff Dunham puppet tier list?
Oh, I thought you were going to say if anyone's made a puppet of him, like a voodoo doll.
Whoa!
Is that some like black magic voodoo? If you made a puppet of him, would his soul and essence get trapped in the puppet? Could you control him?
I don't know, but there's a list of puppets. Walter, Bubba J.
I like the old guy.
Jose Jalapeno on the stick. Melvin, superhero guy, Larry, Ahmed, Peanut. Oh, dude, that's so funny.
There's nothing more poetic than Otto and George dying at 50. One of the funniest comedian ventriloquists ever, dying at 50 penniless, and Jeff Dunham being worth multi-millions of dollars. That's the comedy industry right there. Those two. That's all. And if you love Jeff, good for you. I'm envious of you, dude. But if none of you have heard of Otto and George, type in Otto and George into YouTube after this and get ready to lose your mind with some of the best stand-up ventriloquist stuff I've ever seen. It's insane what he would get away with. Oh, he was so funny. It's indescribable what he's doing sometimes. You're just watching it like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's very real. Do you know what I forgot? Jeff Dunham really does have a lot of characters that are racist. That's one of his things is he plays off racial stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot he has Bubba J, the white trash fucking gross NASCAR guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, you got one for everybody. There it is.
That's
non-recurring and retired. He retired Sweet Daddy D, Mac.
Oh yeah, he knows.
You gotta retire Sweet Daddy D. Oh fuck.
He got his money's worth out of that.
Sweet Daddy D, Dunham introduces him as his new manager. He calls himself a pimp, which stands for player in the management profession. According to Sweet Daddy, because he is a pimp, that makes Jeff the hoe. When Dunham objects,
that's smart.
Daddy D points out that Dunham makes people laugh and feel good for a living. When Dunham agrees that is the case, Daddy D goes, "You a hoe." When Dunham asks what he would say if he told him that he was a comedian only because he enjoyed it, Daddy D responds, "You a dumb hoe." Unlike Bubba J, he hates NASCAR. Sweet Daddy's headstone is featured at the beginning of the special Minding the Monsters. Sweet Daddy D died?
Dude, the Jeff Dunham lore.
Fuck. Dude, he probably... Oh, man. Melvin, the superhero guy, Little Jeff, is a miniature version of Dunham.
Oh, I bet if you killed that puppet, he would die.
Yeah,
that's
for
where his
real.
soul is trapped.
Dude, that's
it's probably locked in a safe.
That's
deep in
his Dorian
compound.
Gray painting.
Ooh.
Usually dressed in the same clothes Dunham wears for each show. His on-screen appearance was in 1989.
Damn, when I was born.
Dude, that's crazy.
Ancient.
Diane was in Dinner for Schmucks. Ahmed Jr. is the estranged son of Ahmed.
These puppets are fucking.
He first appeared during the Identity Crisis tour. Dude, he has a lot of... Should we watch every Jeff Dunham special?
I'm down.
Okay, hell yeah, because this says he had 4 in 2010.
4 specials?
Yeah, so he's got to have like 8.
He's like doing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, 5 albums in a year?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Are they actual specials that he filmed?
Dude, yeah. He speaks with a British accent because he was raised in Britain after the accident. Much to his father's consternation, he expresses an attraction to Dunham's male stage. Yo, dude, Ahmed Jr. is gay and British.
That's very funny.
Oh,
That's really funny.
That's really good.
That's funny, and he probably doesn't do anything with it.
Marnell appears on stage to address Ahmed's loss of balance. Conflict also stems from the fact that, unlike his father, Ahmed Jr. does not wish to be a suicide bomber. Damn, dude. Seamus.
Jeff Dunhamverse.
Seamus is a grumpy beer drinking Irish infant.
That's how he gets away with it. He does. He gets everyone.
He has a drunk Irish baby. Yo, this is fucking crazy.
People be like, "Hey, he's being racist." He's like, "But I get my own people the worst."
Dunham, who is an adopted child. Whoa. His lore increases. Introduces him as a son that he adopted in order to pay it forward.
Are you talking about the puppet or are you talking about him?
No, Dunham was adopted.
Oh, okay.
He's an
I'm
adopted.
getting lost.
Yeah. Despite being an infant, he is belligerently heavy drinker, traits which Dunham pokes fun at Irish stereotypes. Dunham also establishes Seamus as a fan of the United States President Donald Trump in order to poke fun at Trump, Hillary Clinton in 2016 United States presidential election. Dude, what if he just hates all politicians?
Maybe.
So interesting. Oh, dude, he made Seamus because he filmed a special in Ireland and he wanted them to see a drunk Irish baby. Larry the Advisor is the personal advisor to Donald Trump.
Dude, how long is this list? We're not going to read this whole thing.
It's almost over.
Okay, I'm like, you're just reading a Wikipedia now.
I am, and it's great. What more do you want? It's content.
I like to create my own content.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
We've never created our own content.
I don't know where this is coming from.
Larry is the personal advisor to Donald Trump. He has unkempt orange hair, big bulgy eyes, has a cigarette in one hand.
I'm only letting this happen because it's the end of the podcast.
Jeff lightly shakes
and
him.
You can phone in the end.
To give the feeling of jitterness, Larry is constantly on edge and is implied to be unnerved for having worked with Trump for 4 hours. He nevertheless supports the president. Damn, dude. There's also a miniature version of Peanut. Damn. Why does he keep making smaller versions of characters that already exist? What is it, like this shitty video game DLC when they're like, no, it's small Mario. You're like, that doesn't count. You just shrink him.
It's probably part of where his soul is to create like a Russian nesting doll situation where his soul moves from puppet to puppet and you have to find, you can't kill him. He only grows more powerful.
Dude, he's been doing puppet ventriloquism for 25 years.
No, he's been doing it. Remember, he said he introduced a character in 89. He was on Carson. He's been doing puppetry for longer than I've been alive.
Well, yeah. That's what I said.
You said 25 years.
Oh, I meant 35. My bad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Dude, you do anything for 35 years, you probably will make $1 million at it.
Yeah, I guess if you stick with it, you're good. That's what's funny is in 89, he had a small version of himself. He wasn't even famous yet.
Yeah.
I wonder what the bits were to do a small version of yourself to a crowd that doesn't know who you are. It's like kind of weird.
That's how you get known. You just keep doing you.
Yeah, they're gonna remember. Listen, if you're funny, no one will forget the comedian that also had a tiny puppet version of himself on stage with him. They're gonna fucking remember you.
Wow, Jeff Dunham,
dude.
I want to get on his writer team.
The Dunhamverse, is that what the name of this episode is?
The Dunhamverse.
Yeah, dude.
The extended. What do they call the cinematic Dunhamverse?
Yeah, dude. The extended cinematic Dunhamverse. Damn, I fucking.
It would be the Jeff Cinematic Dunhamverse. The JC. DU? I don't know how that's called. Anyways, this has been another glorious episode. A little insight on what we think, what we're up to.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you for the Amazon gift.
Deeply appreciate you.
I don't know. Thank you.
Hey, listen, we love gifts.
If you would like to,
silly.
If you'd like to buy stuff on Amazon.com at the bottom of cowboyboys.rodeo. If you're already buying stuff, you can click on that in our affiliate link, and it'll send us a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Or you can go to our merch website at cowboyboys.store and buy some merch. I'm wearing a t-shirt right now.
It's
and if you really want to help us out and listen to another full episode of whatever you just heard, go to patreon.com/cowboyboys. And for $5 a month or more, you can get extra episodes.
Is it Monday right now?
Yeah.
I thought it was Tuesday.
It's Monday.
Wow. Incredible stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, guys. We love you. Go watch a Jeff Dunham special and report back to us.
Yeah.
All right. Also, my specials, maybe. That would help me.
Oh, yeah. Go.
I don't have puppets, but I do jokes. Though someone recently commented, they go, hey, this guy's a storyteller, not a comedian. And I wanted to be like, all right, I don't. Did you like it or not, man?
Did you laugh?
I don't know what to tell you. He didn't say I was bad. He just said I wasn't a comedian. I was like,
hey.
Listen, you can call me whatever you want as long as you watch the whole thing. I don't give a fuck. All right, everyone.
Thank you very much. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.